But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Which is the first commandment of all?
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might, and with all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Master, thou hast said the truth. There is one God, and none other but He. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Thou art not far from the kingdom of God.
Good morning, guys. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, a lot of people say, yeah, early for me in the chat. Yeah, sometimes I do a 5 o'clock in the morning one. Good, like for me, it's 5 a.m. in the morning, guys. So, yeah, no, for the past couple of days, I've been trying to get just a watch party out, just to watch for an hour or two, just watch some stuff. And for the past couple of days, they've ended up being like 3-4 hours long rather than a watch party. So I thought I'd get up earlier and do a little watch party for a couple hours and maybe get back to bed about 8 o'clock for an hour or so. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just thought I'd try and actually get a watch party for a change. I've been laying on this video for a while with Tyler Oliveira. I don't trust the guy at all, especially after that little hit piece with David Weiss that he did. So I don't trust him to do his job properly. I think he's just a guy for views, Tyler Oliveira. But I thought he would check out what he was saying on the London knife crime thing. And because me and Michael on his channel, Michael Khan, at some point want to do something on the paranormal, like ghost hunters and stuff like that. I just found a paranormal video from one of the guys, Theora Logic or something. I can't remember the name of the channel, but I've done some on them before, not too long ago. But this one's just a paranormal one. And yeah, I mean, like I say, if you see a ghost or a demon or anything like that, sorry, an alien or anything like that, I think it's a demon. But I just want to see what rubbish they come out with as a watch party, see what it's saying, you know what I'm saying? So I think so. Thought I'd have a watch party in that. Right, let me say hello. I see people having a conversation we got here. Don't know what it's about, but let me say hi to the guys. Alan Norstrand, good to see you. Ryan S, good to see you. Wow, see you're conversating for a fair bit. Ryan S. Alan Norstrand said it. Yeah, I think Alan said something. Hold on a minute. Jehovah's daughter Barbara, good to see you. Good morning. Derek Nelson, good to see you. Yeah, early Derek, definitely. It's killing it. Yes, Alan. Yeah, I agree. We've all give Luch, and me more than anybody, especially when I was told that I was nasty to Luch. I've always been fair with him, but I tried to be. It doesn't matter how many times you tell him, don't derail the show. He still manages somehow to do it. He came on mine a couple of times, on my stream a couple of times in the past few days, and has been quite quiet. But yesterday, the topic got changed. He was okay to start off with. It got totally changed from scriptural. We was talking about Trinity and that. He got hold of the Trinity, the concept of the Trinity, not a problem. Well, it took about 10-15 minutes. But he got the concept of the Trinity a lot easier than he got Flat Earth. So The flat earth thing, I think he's been sent. We asked him if he's been sent. No, he's not going to admit it, obviously. But he's either been sent or he's doing it to impress them. He even said last night that I asked him, are you doing it to impress them or something like that? And he says, no, but I do like it when they mention me and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, we've given him enough chances, and it is ruined the show because he keeps going on and on. And I could see last night as well the amount of just talking over each other because of the Lutz thing, and the people it's there. Even at the beginning of the show, I could see it in Flats's face. It was doing his nutting a little bit. Well, that's what I seen in Flats's face. I might be wrong, but it looked like he was doing his nutting a little bit. Because he keeps trying to give Lutz a chance as well, and he seems like an alright little lad, but he keeps coming in and derailing it every time, even mine. When I say I won't let it happen, and it still happens because we try to be too fair with them. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to be diverted again. If I'm on a topic and Lutz comes on, then I'm not going to be diverted. If he diverts it, then I'm just going to say, Lutz, look, stop, or you have to go. You know. And he's been more than this on Flats, and he's like, oh yeah, sorry. And he's like, oh, I didn't mean to. And then 2 minutes later, like we're talking on the topic again, then he'll do something in private chat saying about the thing he just said, even though we've gone back to the original topic. I'm like, we just told you, stop with the private chat. It's bugging because it keeps coming up in chat. You've got to keep clicking it away from the screen. And doesn't matter how many times you tell them, they just keep doing it. You know, I can understand putting something in the private chat when you really need to, but having a conversation, your own panel where you're meant to be using your voice, and you're sitting in there typing in private chat, and on the StreamYard side, on the Restream side for Flats, what's the point in being on their live if you've got to sit there and type in the private chat still rather than talk? Anyway, enough of my little rant on Lutz or whatever. But you're right, Alan. Definitely, he can ruin the show. Because we could have quite easily got a lot of that video done last night on Flats's. We got 20 minutes in, and that's further than I thought we would have got after the derailment. But Alan, yeah, you're right, and I think Flats knows people's feelings on this. I'll probably mention it before the show, see what people see, like tell him what some people are saying. He knows exactly. He's just trying to be fair with Lutz, you know what I mean? But we've been overly fair with Lutz, you know. There's got to be a point where you have to stop. He keeps coming in and mentioning the same thing that he just conceded on. You know, like we're on Flats is talking about gravity for 3 hours with him, and then the next day it's like on mine scriptural topic. Then he goes on to the topic he was with Flats's. Dude, we're not on that. Oh, okay. Then 10 minutes will pass, or 5 minutes will pass. Then he's typing it in the private chat, and then like, oh, just about what I said. Sorry. Go back to it, and no, it's like complete derailment. It's like he knows what he's doing. And I like the little dude, but he's a pain in the butt sometimes. Really is a pain in the butt. Chilling, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Oh yeah, did I say hello to Brian earlier? Brian Staveley. He's not his name's that. Good to see you, Brian Staveley. Good to see you. Anything else said in particular? Don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'll try through this one day. I've got Ryan with me. Yeah, Ryan's been here since I got here at the start. Good to see you, Ryan. Got to try and just have a watch party. I'll try and keep my opinions or my voice minimal in this, and we'll just try and get through what it says. I just thought it'd be interesting to see how in depth Tyler Oliveira went in, because when it came to the flat earth thing, when he interviewed Dave Weiss, when he went to that conference, it was just a hit piece. So I don't trust the guy. I've seen other things on YouTube about him where saying he's not researching properly, he's just doing things for the click, which I believe so. Right, let's get to it. Let's get one of them up. We'll start off with the Tyler Rivera one. I think that's the longest one, the London knife crime one, and then the paranormal one. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, do you know something? I'm sure I have, Brian. I've definitely seen bits of it, definitely. But do you know something? I completely forgot about that. I have to go back and have a look at that. Completely forgot about that one. Yeah, completely forgot about that one. Got to have to go back and have a look at that. I knew he was a fraud with the jump. We had like a 10-minute convo at the conference. Yeah, of course, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You were at that conference as well, yeah. Yeah, of course. Cool. Nice one, Brian. That'll be cool. Yeah, I do remember it now. Yeah, we should go back and have a look at that at some point. That'd be cool. Yeah, he's definitely not a trustworthy dude. When you first see him on that Dave Weiss thing, you think, oh, he's quite a jolly dude. But then you see it, he's trying to be condescending. And then he totally takes. I mean, if Dave Weiss wants to believe in aliens outside of Antarctica, fine. Extra-lands, aliens, you believe in that, fine. But it was kind of concentrated in that with the Tyler Rivera thing. Tyler Oliviera, should I say? He kind of like was condescending especially when it came to that point. And then it was just like, yeah. You guys, at the end of it, you guys have just made me stronger in my belief with heliocentrism. You know what I mean? Pretending to be a flat earth on that. Ridiculous. Nice one, Brian. I'll have a look at that later. Excellent. Cool. My encounters with the troll. Okay. Let's quickly play that a little bit, right? Let's play that for a little minute, actually. Let's play it for a little minute before we get into it. Share screen and my encounter with Tyler. Okinawa, Mr. Tyler. Okay, let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at it for a few minutes.
Yeah, you got it. How you doing, man? You got a stream? Yeah, man. Where are you streaming? YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Are you a flat earther? Yeah, man. What caused you to believe in the flat earth? Well, the fact. I want to hear about his conversion story. Oh, sure. Where are you from? Just my YouTube channel. Dave kind of brought us in. Yeah. So for me, can you take this? Yeah. Okay. What do you live on? My YouTube channel, Dose of Reality. Okay. Brian Staveley. Dose of Reality everywhere, pretty much. So my journey started 13 years ago. You're from the Northeast? Yeah, originally. Boston? Yeah. A place called Lowell, Massachusetts. Okay, all right. Yeah, but so 13 years ago, my journey started by looking into 9/11. Okay? I don't want to go too much into that right now. George Bush false flag. Not even a false flag. I take it a little deeper than that, where I think that all these things that they push on the media are completely fabricated. Right. Okay? And that's my same take with what's been going on in the last 3 years, completely fabricated. Real quick, was Flight 93 shot down? Yeah, I don't think there was a Flight 93. Okay. Off that day. Got it. Okay, keep going, though. Okay. So, and then, after looking into that, shortly after that in 2011, I was told, hey, you really need to take a look and see Apollo Blue Landing. And it didn't take more than a weekend to see that's a complete joke. There's no excuse for the repeating background, shadow issues, technological feats that they would never been able to accomplish to get to the moon. Okay, so none of that ever made sense to me. And while I was looking into a lot of other things and events and stuff and breaking it down, I was still pecking away at that. Satellites in space, the ISS, which I like to call the archive of media fakery, because you have astronauts dropping things and calling it objects of gravity when it falls, when it's supposed to be floating. You can see wire harnesses, ring strings, all of this. And then sometime in the time of 2014, I heard the idea of flat earth. There was what I consider a disinformation video on YouTube, on YouTube's channel that hits every conspiracy you can imagine. It's that video and talks about a lot of dumb things that people did on.
Yeah, you could see you're talking there, Brian. Tyler Oliviera trying to make little micro expressions to his camera, let's try and condescend Brian. Brian can't be condescended. You know what I mean? Brian's staunch in what he talks about. So yeah, can't be condescended. Oliviera is a youngster who thinks he's something, thinks he's wise. You can tell your system straight away, Brian.
Like water going off the edge of the earth and just rising. Sure. Do you dislike this image? Do I dislike the image? Does it do the flat earth community injustice.
We just don't like them showing like a sun going around the underneath of it.
Okay, got it. I would never do that.
We don't believe any of that. They try to mix two models. We think that the Earth is stationary and fixed, and I base that on a lot of things. So one is personal experience.
And he's trying to hold the pretense he's interested, and he's a flat earther. Like he's just into it. But fair enough to a certain extent. His t-shirt hasn't got a flat earth in space. It's still got a flat earth just dangling there in nothingness. But yeah, I suppose it's better than some of the depictions we get.
I take flights back and forth from
Absolutely, Brian, without a doubt, complete fraud.
California to North Carolina all the time. Okay.
Right.
And when I take those flights, the Earth supposedly is spinning underneath us from west to east. Depending on your latitude, would be different speeds. It would be like maybe 700 miles an hour or so. And they wouldn't measure it a little differently than that, but would come this way, west towards east. I'm flying east towards west. Why is my flight time the exact same as when I fly the other way? It should be drastically different. Nobody adjusts pilots don't adjust for a spinning Earth or a curving urban Earth. They just say it just works. It works because the Earth isn't moving. And then we also have long distance photography that goes out hundreds of miles, way beyond where we should be.
My lifetime will be longer than it will be to get back.
Yeah, Brian, I completely forgot you had this little talk with him. Wow. Completely forgot about this. Amazing.
Yeah, but not by a lot, not by like hours. You might be like 30 minutes.
I see.
You know what I mean? But if the Earth, literally, if I'm on a 5-hour flight from the East Coast to the West, and the Earth's spinning at me at 700 miles an hour, I should be getting there in like 90 minutes, dude, not 5 hours.
I see. Okay.
Because hogwash. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, do you have children?
Yeah.
Did you teach them the flatter curriculum?
No. My child doesn't live with me, live with his mom, so it just wasn't a conversation we ever really get into about that.
When the child comes of age, will you re-educate them?
What's that?
When the child becomes of age to understand these concepts, will you attempt to
I
re-educate?
won't say re-educate, I'll say plant the seed and let them go on their own journey and figure things out for themselves.
What if not trying to
Well, I mean, most of my family already believe that. I mean, they have, and I did for many years. But when you start to go out and try and prove.
Without a doubt, Brian. Yeah, I don't blame you for warning Carmen, because it's true. Being infiltrated. And you, as you know, Brian, with what you've been researching a lot of your life with it, 9/11 and everything. I know you don't tend to major on it anymore, but you should know exactly what goes on with these people. Yeah. You know, you've been in this certain things, this type of thing for a long time. You know, and the flat Earth was a big thing when it came along, and then the Mandela is the biggest thing, biggest supernatural thing since flat Earth. You know, yeah. There's nothing else. We haven't seen anything like it, anything else like it. And we try to deny supernatural. We say we believe in supernatural is believing in God and stuff like that. But when we see the supernatural happening, oh no, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. The Mandela effect can't happen. Agreed, Mandela effect, silly term. Same as flat Earth, but I'm glad to be a flat earther. I mean, I'm proud of it. Could have been called something better, but since it's not, I'm proud to be a flat earther. And it's called Mandela. Fine, it could have been called something different. But that's what it is at the end of the day. It's the Mandela. And it's definitely happening. Definitely happening.
Prove the things that they claim, you're going to find out. You're going to see them coming up empty-handed.
And real quick, thoughts on gravity?
I don't know. I don't believe gravity as presented because I haven't seen anybody been able to demonstrate to me mass attracting mass. They'll just tell you, well, look, that's the form of the planets. Well, then you're saying that. Show it to me. Why are pebbles sticking to boulders? That is something falling down towards the ground.
Because
it's heavier than the air that it sits in.
Yes, the poison, that's big.
White pebbles sticking to boulders, exactly. And they don't get that. They have all these stupid little micro excuses for it. It's ridiculous. Hey, Roger, good to see you, bro. I thought I'd try and do the watch party a little earlier today. You know what I mean? Because for the past 2 days, I've tried to do a watch party, and it's ended up being a full-scale conversation with the likes of Luch and that coming on. So I just thought I'd get up earlier, 3 hours earlier, try a watch party, and maybe get back to sleep for 8 a.m., something like that, you know? No power, but still managed to show. What? This guy isn't even a shill. He's just a troll YouTube star type thing. Easy to deal with. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I don't even think he researches his stuff. He probably gets people research it for him, and then he just puts his voice to the video. You know what I mean? That's what it seems like. Puts his voice and face to the video. It doesn't seem like he does much of it himself at all. You know. Anyway, let's carry on with this convo.
There's a negative charge.
Could be a positive, negative charge if you put it down with bars. I don't know. That's a good conversation. A lot of flat earthers kind of got odds at on exactly how that all works. And I don't. Yeah, you can say that. And I don't really. If I don't know, I'm fine with not knowing.
You think he knows his stuff? He does. Absolutely. Would you educate him if he was sitting there?
As he said, as far as we got it out, we're trying to figure it out. And the best model we have is electrostatic model where and we can do tests. I think I showed you a couple where we can make things levitate when we add a negative charge to them. We can make things heavier when we add a positive charge. There's some good evidence. Maybe there's another explanation, but gravity is ridiculous.
Got it. And Dave, what are your thoughts on the haters that say, "Oh, Dave's app costs $3"? What would you say to those people?
I say, you want to pay the monthly bill, feel free. I see server costs and all that. Server costs.
Still, Dave, I wish on Jesse's you just turned around and said, yes, it is flat. I wish you just turned around and said it, dude. I wish you had just said, yes, it's flat.
It's a little too late for all that.
Go on. What? Roger?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Josh. Yeah, what are you saying?
I hear you.
Okay.
Hello.
I was saying it's late. He should have did this. He showed, dude. He should have said, open his mouth. Said, what?
Yeah.
He didn't.
He should have.
Yeah.
He should
This
have.
was last
Oh, yeah.
year's Flat Earth Convention.
Yeah.
I've been watching fishing show lately.
Roger, you're roboting out and quite a lot. Are you on the different tab again?
No, I'm on the right tab. I'm just at work right now.
Oh, is that what it is? All right, you're roboting in and out.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'll come back in almost off. Be back a half hour or 20 minutes. I'll be.
All right.
All right.
All right. Dude.
Yeah, in that case, I recognize the video. I was tripping because I was like, I thought I've seen this before, but I didn't see Dave or anybody else in it. I thought it was just like maybe another one of Brian Staveley's videos. I didn't realize it was this hit piece on the whole Flat Earth thing, because that's what this guy does.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is not. This is just a clip that Brian put out. That Brian gave me just to put, because we was talking about Tyler, because the video.
Yeah, gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, I was just wondering about it. Yeah.
So Brian says he
seemed nice, but yeah, he was trying to show the worst side of Flat Earth as he could. I don't know why he was wearing that T-shirt, but
yeah. So we're having a quick look at this conversation with Brian and Tyler. Then we'll go into Tyler's video. And watch part 8 and see what's.
I was just making sure we were on the right page. That's all.
Yeah, of course.
So do you have haters that say, "Oh, he's making money off this stuff? What's his problem?"
Absolutely. You make money off of YouTube channel.
Exactly.
You know what's going on. Sure.
Yeah, I want Brian to come on and talk to us. I want to ask him how he felt when he was watching his kid. I'm sure he was very suspicious of this.
Right? There's no point in talking about the videos. I'll say that again. Say that again. You want Brian to come on and what?
No, I said I've been wanting to ask Brian questions about this whole thing because he was there the whole time, and I remember seeing him on there, and I remember wondering what the heck is all this about. And I thought it was something that he did, but it wasn't. It was actually something that the kid did, and I thought it was about Brian because he followed Brian around for a while. You know what I mean? And Brian went different places, and he kind of followed him around a little bit, and it was kind of creepy. You know what I mean? And then when I don't think he realized at first that the kid was not a flat earther. I think it just turned out. Yeah.
Aye.
Tyler Oliveira, you trade
How is it?
Tyler Oliveira, like Oliveira, Portuguese, like a fighter. We just did a video on 9/11, actually.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, you ever want to interview somebody on 9/11? It'll blow your mind. I'm your guy.
You're the guy?
Yeah, I'm the guy.
Okay, your name is, once again, what is your name again?
You can see Brian's got him sussed, didn't you? Brian's just entertaining him. You can see it. You can see it a mile away.
I see that. I want to punch you right in the teeth, little kid thing. You know, even though that's not right. You know, you shouldn't do that thing. But I'm saying, I know how he felt. He was probably thinking, this kid's blowing smoke up my butt, and I don't like it. I want to go and toss him around a little bit.
You can see it, man. You can see it. Brian's well got him sussed.
Brian Staveley.
Well, I give him props.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
And you're Tyler Oliver.
Yeah, I got you. So, thoughts on the haters thing? I ignore the haters. I don't really care about that. It's in the truth, and anyone that wants to look at it will figure out the truth. Got it. Okay. And you know, the thing is, a lot of people believe they live on a globe, but they can't come up with one reason. We don't.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We can see. You can see it a mile away.
Is anybody we know close to Dave? Like, does anybody really know this guy? Because I don't know. I've always had my doubts about him. Like, whether I don't know. I hate to say that, like, outright, especially on when Brian's possibly in the chat. I don't want to like step on anybody, but I mean, I'm wondering if anybody else wondered the same thing. You know.
What about Dave or Tyler?
Yeah, just about Dave and about Mark Sargent and a couple other people in the community that I just don't trust anymore, bro.
Everybody's got their opinions of Dave.
They're always involved in a scam. I mean, maybe it wasn't their fault, but it seems to me like.
Yeah, some people like listen. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people are friends with certain people and stuff like that. If you've got your doubts about them, you've got to have your doubts about them. Do you know what I mean? And what Dave said the other day to that Jesse thing. I wish he just turned around and said, "Yes, the Earth. I am sure it is flat," instead of skipping around the situation. You know, that did pee me off about Dave, because I'd love to turn around and say, "Yeah, I completely trust it. I don't trust it. I don't at all. Simple."
It's almost like he doesn't really know that much about it, and he doesn't want to talk about it or debate it. But I get it. I don't like it either, even though I'm actually good at it whenever I study up and everything. But you know, like,
of course,
I'm not necessarily good for remembering every detail. You know, I smoke a lot of weed and all that, so you know, like, what do you expect? You know? But
yeah,
I guess it's in there somewhere. But
hi, so I was just getting ready to start. But yeah, I get you. So this one is
I don't want you to. I don't want. Okay.
This one is just about London knife crime that Tyler Oliveira done. Haven't seen it. I've laid on it for a couple of weeks. Just want to see what it's about. So he's gone to London. He obviously is American, and so let's see what he says about London knife crime and stuff like that. The epidemic, which there is an epidemic, not just in London, but all over UK. All over UK. We haven't got the gun laws like we have and all that in America. So yeah, a lot of people carry knives, and it's illegal for us to carry a blade that's more than any more than 3 inches. And if it locks, it's definitely, if it's a lock knife, it's definitely illegal. If it's an open knife that you can shut and close, open and close anytime, then it's fine. But over 3 inches and over, illegal. Lock knife, illegal. I'm allowed to carry a fishing knife, stuff like that, just to go fishing. But if I'm going out to the shop just with a normal knife in my pocket and you get caught with it, you're busted for carrying. Busted for carrying. Hey, Brian, good to see you, man.
Yo.
Good to see you. What you saying?
What's up, guys?
All good, man. Yeah, you could see there, dude. You had him so straight away.
Well,
it's good. Did you hear what I was saying?
I know it's kind of a long video, but right when I got there, I knew that dude was suspect. And I just wanted to jump in because you asked, like, if I knew he was following me around or whatever. David Weiss invited that guy there. So if you guys go back and look at the old videos, his videos that are on Tyler's channel where he's at David Weiss's house, those videos were shot before Flattoberfest happened. They might have got posted after, but they were shot before.
Right.
When that guy showed up, I knew right away, before I even had that conversation, I knew that guy was there to troll us. And in fact, I ran off and I told Karen right away, I said, you should keep an eye out for this guy, Tyler, that's over here, because this guy is here to fucking troll the conference, just like Paul did. And then I was live streaming, because I always live stream and talk to everybody at these events. And I made sure to, like, find my way over to where he was and see what this guy was up to. I didn't buy anything he was saying. I knew he wasn't there to really investigate flat Earth interested. He was there to put a viral video out and clown us.
Of course he was. Of course he was. I mean, he couldn't wait to do his little piece at the end, could he? Like his little reveal. I'm actually still heliocentric because you guys, flat earther, made me that way because what you believe is rubbish. Obviously, he wasn't there to even take it seriously whatsoever.
I was pretty upset about this. This really pissed me off.
I don't blame you.
Like some people didn't understand why I was so mad. I was pretty mad because we don't need. I don't think all publicity is good publicity. Okay, and other people seem to agree with that. We don't need people like this and that. Like fuck this guy.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely, yeah. It's like you say, he's just there for a viral video, for a click and all that. So he probably doesn't do any research. He's probably got a team just doing skim research, and he just puts his face and his words to it.
And I don't think he's like NASA or anything. He's just another douchebag on YouTube that makes content and trolls shit. I mean, that's what he does, you know. And it was flat Earth's turn, but it was pretty obvious what he was there to do.
Of course.
I kind of got a weird feeling from people too when I like pointed out that this guy's a troll. Like I should just like roll with it or something. Like no, fuck this guy. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. What is it? How late are you guys going tonight, Roger? Are you talking about me? Because for me it's morning. It's 5:34 in the morning. I'm going to try and go till about 8 o'clock for me. So about just over 2 hours away.
I also made sure I live streamed because I saw what he was doing. He wasn't just him. He had like a guy following him with a camera, and it wasn't like a professional camera crew, but you could tell like he like paid a guy to be his cameraman. He had some nice equipment, better than what I had type of thing. And he was just following him around filming. And I'm like, dude, this is what I always tell people too, with these hit pieces that come out and these documentaries they get caught up in. I'm not talking to none of these mainstream people unless I'm live streaming it as well.
Absolutely.
Because I want the unedited footage. I want everybody to be able to see. In the long run, it might not matter because they have the control of the media and like my footage. Who's going to see it? 10,000 people on YouTube as compared to whatever they have. But still, like I wanted to make sure I documented any conversation I had with this guy and I live streamed.
All of us get to see it for what it was. Yeah, that's what
So
I
you
thought.
could
I
all
thought
see
your
for what it was.
I
I didn't buy
your
his
show
shit for a fucking minute, bro. I was telling people straight out right away before I even started talking to him, watch out for this dude. Who is this fucking guy with this fucking cameraman? Why is he going around interviewing fucking Whitsid and other people in the hallway? Like I'm gonna go approach him because I feel that honestly, bro, most of the people in the truth community don't have the discernment to sniff out or call out this shit. So I'm gonna go approach him and I'm gonna live stream it, and that's what you guys are just watching.
Fantastic, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have a better look at that later on as well. Definitely.
Yeah, you'll see later on in the video. I go over to Dave and I say, Dave, this guy's fucking here to troll us.
Of course.
This isn't like legit.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to cry, but what did he say?
He told me the dude was cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dave's done a lot of good things, but his discernment lacks in a lot of areas at best, man.
Absolutely, definitely. Like we did a little live stream in Michael's the other day about it, what the conversation he had with Jesse, and you've got all this proof, you've got all these evidence for flat Earth, Dave, but you couldn't say it. You just couldn't say it. I wish you just turn around and say yes. You know what I mean? That would have been a good start. Yeah,
I mean, you want my take, man. I appreciate a lot of the work the people have done, but the fact that clowns are let in, like this Tyler guy, or like fucking these guys are Dave and Jaron and these guys promoting Alex Stein for so long. That dude's a fucking clown. Now Alex Stein's gonna go to Antarctica and represent the flat Earth. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? I might as well just have Owen Benjamin come out and represent the Mandela effect. Like this is all a joke to me, bro. Those are my thoughts. I'll tell you straight out, you know, like I don't know what else to say, bro. You know, like it's whatever.
You might as well be having the bear to represent you for Mandela, especially when he sits there and uses all the Mandelas but then denies it. You know, he gets he's Mandela affected by everything, but then he'll completely deny it and then use Mandela's left, right, and center. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at some point he followed a bunch of guys outside. I don't know whether this was beforehand or after, but he followed a bunch of guys out that went out to get high, or whatever, to smoke, their vapes or whatever. And he was like filming that whole thing, and I was like thinking to myself, why in the hell would he do that? Like I get it, and I'm not sure if he was there smoking too with them or not, but I know a lot of you guys do, and I don't have a problem with that. It doesn't bother me that you guys get high. I do too. I don't care. But the point is, it's like I don't really want to show that on television. Of course, I mean that's not what I want to put out there. As I'm some stoner that believes in this, but because it makes other people look ignorant,
fuck ton of weed, right? But do you ever see me smoke on camera? Very rarely. I agree with you, bro. Because people just use that again.
Do it, but I usually do it in my own little cliques. I have little cliques that I hang out with people and smoke with, but that's different. It's not what I do. You know what I mean? That's my own thing. It's a small group thing. It's not,
I don't know. I've watched this flat earth community since it started. Like, I knew that the earth wasn't a globe before the flat earth thing blew up on YouTube. Okay. So I watched all of these guys come up and this whole thing fucking go down, and everybody in flat earth is starstruck by YouTube celebrities. It's fucking disgusting.
It is.
Right? They'll put that discernment aside. Oh, this guy's got so many views. Well, let's invite this guy to the conference. Or Robbie Davidson. Right. Let's invite fucking NBC and Jimmy Kimmel show down here. We don't care. We'll get a lot of views. It's like a fucking joke, man.
Yeah, views represent
if it's bad.
Reputation, it's ridiculous.
Even if it's a big carnival, it's a big circus, they don't seem to care. It's like, we just want to get our name up there. We don't care. We'll do anything. We'll say any stupid thing to get flat Earth up there on the billboard. It's like, no, we don't want to do that. If you were working for a church, would you go out there and advertise and put Satan's picture or Satanist stuff up on the billboard to get their attention? No, you would do the opposite. You'd be like, God saves. He saved the right things, right? You wouldn't say the wrong thing. Come on. That's ridiculous, but that's just my opinion. I could be right.
Yeah, around 50k. Alan says around 50k. Around 50k, your channel gets sold out. Yeah, Alan. I mean, there is a lot. There's been a few, but there's been a few channels that just sell themselves out, isn't there? Like that Ranty. Ranty sold off to Brandon. Now, Ranty, I don't care what anybody says. The guy is still a flat earther. He knows it's flat. He just won't admit it. Because he took the payoff, you know what I mean? He can't.
It's like he used the pictures of Black Blue Tower for how long is a flat Earth proof, and then all of a sudden he just flips on it. It's very strange.
Of course it is. He knows it's flat. He just, because he's done that.
It would be one thing if he came out and openly said, no, this is not true. Someone put this out about me. They cut up what I said, blah, blah, blah. But I've not seen, it's just like with Dave. I wanted to trust Dave because he seems like a really likable guy, but he also seems like a really ditzy guy that doesn't really know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? Like someone just told him what to say and he just went on and said it because he's like some kind of mouthpiece. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't even really know it really well. He just does it because he got hooked into it or something stupid. Kind of like Huey is. I hate to say bad things about other people, but I like John. But I don't like Huey. The way he does it, the way he pushes flat Earth and all that, it's just not the way I do it.
Most people are cringe now, in my opinion. The way people approach it and the way people act, it's just very cringe to me.
It's like, why do you want to put that kind of attitude out there? I mean, I get it. You're angry because you get trolled and you're angry because you're fighting to put out your information. But are you really that shallow that you get angry that early in the fight and you start showing signs that you're mentally ill like them? What's going on here? Like, are you having brushes with reality yourself or what? Makes me wonder, man. I don't know.
Of course.
I don't know what to think sometimes. Sometimes I think that there's something more going on than I can even understand. I think that if I were to start researching my crazy ideas, I'd probably find out some of them were true, and I'm afraid to. I really am. I found out too many things are true already. I don't need another thing to trip on.
Of course.
I get enough stuff in my head. I got this stuff going in my head that's crazy because people say stuff and I have to know. I'm one of those curious. I'm like a cat, if I hear a noise, I have to go investigate.
Curiosity killed the cat, dude. Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's made me a stronger person, maybe, but emotionally, I'm torn because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Of course, going down rabbit hole. going down rabbit holes can do that. But yeah, good to see you, Shifty Eyes. Good to see you, Sandro. And Joyce B. Good to see you. Oh, Kerry Skates as well. Good to see you. Good to see you too. Somebody said something. Shifty Eyes said Ranty now said he is making more travel videos and not making FE Globe content anymore. I didn't know he was doing anything.
Randy left and started doing videos on the Johnny Depp trial. Like, how stupid.
Well, I mean, you gotta keep the money coming in, right? I mean, if you're trying to keep your channel alive, I guess.
Well, and that's what's kind of the problem here, right? With flat Earth, like the Earth's flat, but a lot of people will invite these characters into the realm, into the conversation, just because they think they're going to get more views and more money, right?
Am I the okay? Can I ask you guys a serious question? Since you're both flat earthers, or I assume that you both are, okay, or at least you know that we live on a plane, right? Okay, so what do you think about the way most people, just in general, how they push it, like how they always have their angle. It's either to get to something else, or it's just to be rude. Like when I first got into flat Earth, like this movement thing part of it, like I came in and I thought I knew everything, right? Because I watched a lot of videos before I even like looked for a chat room, right? And then I like wanted to know if there was other people out there that knew this stuff, since I figured I was getting it off the internet, then everybody else must be able to get it too, right? So, and I was a little deceived by it because there was a lot of people that were like in these little cliques, and they wanted me to like join their little clubs, and they wanted to ask me these dumb questions, and they were rude. You know what I mean? They were just fucking rude. They were like, "Well, do you believe this and that? Well, if you believe this, then we don't even want you in here." And they were just saying just dumb stuff, and I'm like, I go, "How old are you guys?" Like that's one of the first questions I asked. I go, "How old are you people, bro? Like, are you guys grown ups, or are you guys little teenagers just trying to start some kind of weird, stupid thing?" Like. But it was like, but they're like, no, that's, and some of these people were like 30, 40 years old. They're almost my age. And I'm thinking, what kind of person, who do you think you're going to convince when you have that attitude with people, bro? I get it. They're like, well, you don't understand. There's all these trolls, and someone shut down the first thing. And then I hear all this stuff about Discord and all this other stuff, But it's like, I almost just left just because of that. I was pissed off because I was like,
bro, I feel you.
It's like,
yeah,
everybody's all like, it's like, if you don't believe this, then you don't want you, or it's like you had to be in the club.
Absolutely.
So my flat Earth journey started, like I said, before the YouTube thing exploded. So my whole thing is like I did 9/11, all this stuff, 2010, but anyways, 2014, I came into the flat Earth stuff, and that's also the same time that I happened to take a break from doing podcasts. So what I did is I talked a lot on Facebook. That was my thing. Flat Earth.
I think that's where I met you back then.
Probably, yeah.
I think I've been subbed to you for a while, dude, because I think that's about the time I joined YouTube.
I met a lot of good people.
You were one of the first people I checked out.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. I met a lot of good people through Facebook. What I was saying is like, so the early Facebook flat Earth groups, right? I got kicked out of so many for two main reasons. Kicked out of so many flat Earth Facebook groups for two things: bringing up the Mandela effect, or bringing up the possibility that there might be a second sun. People fucking hated me for it. And it's like, well, what are we doing here? Like, all of a sudden you went from the Earth's a globe to now you know everything and the Earth's flat and you don't want to question anything else. And I find that 10 years later, man, a lot of people are still in that same position. People that were there 10 years ago are still in that same position, man. It's become like a cult.
And we should know that we should know.
And it's sad because I have to speak like this, but I believe that the Earth is stationary. It's flat when we measure it, right? Like, I agree, but it's become like a fucking cult.
Yeah. And we should know that we don't know everything, because automatically when we get asked what about eclipses, what about solar eclipses, what about lunar eclipses, straight away we'll say, well, tell us what the sun is first, or tell us what the moon is first. So we know we don't know what the sun and moon is. So all of a sudden we know everything about flat Earth. Of course we don't. Of course we don't. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, isn't it? Like you said,
I want to do a video where we have 8 or 9 or 10 different camera angles, and we do something like off the coast somewhere where ships go out to sea to the shipping channels, where they go out and they disappear over the supposed curve, and then get some other angles on different boats from different angles, so we can see like when is it actually curving, or if it is, and we can actually measure it. Like, if we can see it from left to right, not curving, then, and we have like 8 different angles of it, we can see that it's not curving on any angle except for the one where you're right behind it. Well, that would pretty much prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that you're on a plane, right? You couldn't
Yeah.
argue with that. But nobody's made a video like that. Why? Why do I never see any videos like that? And not yet to see a video with just that on there. Why?
If they had the budget, I think that forced the line.
You would think that would be the first thing, right? That's the first. I always tell people, go buy yourself a bubble level, a big one. Go spend $30 on a good one down at like Harbor Freight or somewhere if you're in America, right? And go down to the ocean and measure the horizon. See if it's flat. Hold that thing up there and make sure that it's level. And if it's level and flat, now look down the coast. Like you can see the water still going from here to up there. Measure that. Measure all different directions. Go out in a boat so you can't see the land at all. Sit out there and look all directions. It's flat and level on no matter which way you look. As long as the boat's not tipping over sideways, you know what I'm saying? You can actually measure it. It's actually level and flat. The only way that's possible is if you're on an infinite type plane. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's infinite, but I'm saying it would, I mean, from the middle or from where we're at, it would seem that way, right? Because we're in the northern area or whatever. I don't know where you guys are. You're in the UK, right? So you're in the northern area. You're just on the other side of the whatever.
But yeah, there's a lot of people got different angles with flat Earth. And a lot of the people started.
I don't know a lot of things. That's the only thing I know for sure is that the ocean lies flat. And when you're out in the ocean and you can only see water in all directions, it's perfectly flat no matter which way you look. And that's only possible if you're on a flat surface. Even if there's a little bit of waves, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
that's why this whole Antarctica thing is ridiculous. First of all, I don't think anybody's going anywhere, right? But even if they did, right? So if you look at the sun and see it do something you weren't expecting it to do, that all of a sudden means this curvature of mass starts attracting mass and airplanes start working on a spinning ball? No, I'm sorry. Not at all, man.
It doesn't. Even if it was above board and we did see a 24-hour sun, changes nothing.
It's like I told people in my video. I did a video like a week ago on the final experiment. You know, I talk mostly about the Mandela effect, but I really want to do a show about the final experiment to give my thoughts. And one of the first interviews Will Duffy did, at the very end of it, he said, and this is like a couple months ago, the final experiment has already begun. It's because it's a social experiment on the flat Earth community. That's what it is.
Of course it is.
You guys have seen now with that.
Wow.
It has been that way from the beginning. That's why I don't trust Mark Sargent. That's why I don't trust Dave. I don't trust anybody. I mean, you guys are a few of the last ones that I actually trust, like Flats and PJ and you, Brian. I mean, I've been with you guys for a long time, for quite a few years. I've been coming in and watching your guys' shows, and you're two of the very, very few people that I still actually subscribe to, that where I watch your content and actually, you know, every once in a while. I mean, I don't do it every day, but you know what I'm saying. You get me though. But I do catch myself watching your show in the chat every once in a while, and I'm always trying to get your attention, ask you questions, but I don't really want to do it on your show because I know that's not what you're trying to do a show. But I've always wanted to get you aside, so this is great. I'm glad that I get to pick your brain around.
That's cool
because it gives me insight about whether my feelings are correct. Because I get a lot of like
you're right to have those feelings, man, for sure. You know,
some people are just weird, bro. It is, I'm weird, so I know that, right? I understand like the challenges for people that are strange, how you have to act a certain way, and it's difficult. But that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It just means some people have issues with. Of course. I deal with it by being the person I am. I've just learned to be a bubbly, likable person, and that's what makes people like me. That's why I act like I do. It's fun. I get a lot of positive response from it. So I feel like that's the way it should be, right? Funny, have a good time, when it comes down to all seriousness, like I think that a lot of stuff that even we're doing over at Flats is just a waste of our time, because all we're doing is we're just criticizing a bunch of idiots that obviously don't know what they're talking about. So really all we're doing is just spinning our wheels, bro. Like that's what I feel like. And I wish that I had the magic and the talent to put together something better and do more about computers and stuff.
Waste of time moving Flats. I just think it gets frustrating because there's a lot of repetition, especially like when Luch and that comes in and it gets derailed and you're just saying the same things as you did yesterday to him. Yeah, it can get frustrating. I don't think it's pointless, but it gets frustrating without a doubt. And I could see it in Flats' face yesterday. He was getting frustrated.
I know, because I distract the show all the time. So I get it. And I'm sure you get frustrated with me, then you probably just got used to me and all that. But I get it, but Luca is a different thing. I've known Luca for years. I've known him almost as long as I've been watching all your guys' show. You know what I mean? Like when I first came into Flat Earth, he's one of the first guys I met. Him and what's his stupid name, Matthew Learns, and a bunch of other guys that were on the Globe side. And I talked to them and I showed them videos and I had long 2-3 hour conversations with them. And man, I'm telling you, they're bulletproof. They won't. No matter what you show them, no matter how convincing the evidence is, they'll just laugh at you. And they'll come back the next day asking the same question again in a different way and trying to claim that it means something different. They don't understand why you're mad because you're asking you the same question again. Like, bro, we just went over this yesterday, man. It's like, I don't think that's an accident. I think that, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I'm with Vicky. That's all I can say. I'm with Vicky. I think he's trouble, and I think it's messing up our viewer base. I really do think a lot of people aren't liking it because they're tired of that stuff.
Well,
they hear what's going on. They want to find out what we're talking about and what we're going to say. Yeah, they don't want to hear Luca talk.
The stream, right? He hijacks the stream.
Of course.
Yeah, he does, and he gets away with it because everybody thinks that he's talented in some way. And I'm not even sure that's true, but
I've let him off way too much, and I keep letting him back with it. You know what I mean? So it's just
faking. What if it's not even his real voice? I mean, wouldn't you feel really stupid? I'm dead serious though. Like, how do we know? He's smart. You can tell he's smart. You can tell he does read stuff, but it seems like he only reads like just far enough to understand to go argue with you. Then he comes back and it's like he's going back and forth between somebody else telling him what to say. It's just dumb. It's like a little kid, you know, like delivering little messages in class. It's like,
I think he's doing it for brownie points. I think he tried to do it for brownie points.
So, like,
he might be doing it because he just wants attention, but I mean, I don't know.
And so, like, these guys that are in the debates, like McToon and like Craig and these other guys, like, this might not be a popular opinion. I really don't think those guys are shills. I think those guys are just indoctrinated guys on fucking YouTube and are nerds. However, I recognize, like, you know, this is going to sound a little egotistical, but I can recognize talent when people talk in front of a fucking microphone. And the way that McKeegan and Duffy came onto the scene in the last couple years was always suspect to me. Right when McKeegan came on the scene, I was telling people, hey, watch out for this guy because there's something fucking fishy going on here. And isn't it funny that people like us have been in this thing for like 10 years now, and now you got these two Johnny come lately spearheading, and one of them's going to this whole Antarctica thing. That's what's really fishy to me, right? And I'm not trying to let these other guys off the hook or anything, but I'm just saying, I don't think all
right.
I think they're fucking indoctrinated people on fucking YouTube. But Duffy and McKeegan, I don't trust those fucking guys as far as I could throw them, bro.
Yeah,
I think I might agree with you a little bit on that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
you maybe know more than I do.
McKeegan comes out with these highly polished videos, and when you listen to the arguments he's making right when he comes out the gate, it's obviously he's been given a script, like, because you already know so many of the arguments, like as if you've been around for 10 years. It's suspect.
I mean, he likes to when you hear him talking, he sounds like he just came straight out of a media documentary anyway. You know, it's like he had the information just straight there plunked on his lap. It's crazy. Some of these like right, Brian. Some of these
so fucking this guy that comes out of nowhere, that's a pastor, that's even suspect if his church is even open for business, and he has all these other fucking shit in his past, right? So he's funding this fucking thing to Antarctica. This guy McKeegan, who come out of nowhere and has millions of views on his channels all in like a year and a half. He's the fucking guy going. And now they're fucking saying Alex Stein is going. Like, could it be any more of a clown show? Bro, Alex Stein's a fucking clown. And it's pathetic that people fucking promote him. All these people that run around
he gave Jared a bad name.
Promote this fucking guy, bro. Because they just care about the clicks, man.
He was funny. Don't get me wrong. I liked his comedy, but he was just you could tell he was just a spoiled rotten brat.
Let me say, Alex has always been good to me, and I've been on his show. We talked about the Mandela effect for like 3 hours, but he's still a clown, right? I mean, he still goes on and wears. I'm out there trying to show people that the pandemic's fake, flying around with no masks. This motherfucker's wearing 5 masks because he thinks it's funny. And that's what people like. That's what they want to watch. That's why I'm so disconnected from all these people, man. It's like I'm so frustrated with the whole truth scene. I'm glad. And I take it.
It's hard not being able to to relate to the younger crowd. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That's
But that's why I like
it,
what you
right.
do, Brian, because you're staunch. You stick to what you know.
Different.
You stick to what you know, and you don't back down from it, no matter what. You know what I mean? And that's the best way to be. It's the best way to be, because then there's no compromise with you. Doesn't matter what people try. They know they ain't twisting you, even though they try it.
Bro, the stage is set. The media has already been contacted. It's going to be 20 times worse than Behind the Curve, whatever the fuck goes on with this fucking whole thing. And, everybody should just fucking laugh at it. It's such a fucking joke, bro.
It is.
If
Alex
they
Stein
bring
show,
any other movie about flat,
going down the week later, so they can say, "Hey, this is what they observed, and this is what it is," and blah 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 blah. Just get the fuck out of here, man.
why didn't they think about when they made these flat Earth movies or whatever? Why didn't they put in there like actual footage of people doing tests? Why didn't they do that? Why did they do all this big glamorous thing where this expose of all this information that supposedly we all know and all that? When most of it isn't really stuff we know, we just assume it, right? We assume it based on physics that we understand, that we believe in. And then we got the ones that we don't, like, strings, all this crap about time travel. I don't know. I know it probably could turn out to be something like that, but I just don't think that time travel is it. I think it's spiritual. It's really not. It might be portals or something, but I just don't believe that however this is being done or whatever it is that's being done is being done by anything except demons or some kind of spiritual thing, right? It's either angels doing it because it's command of God, or it's either that or we're trapped in a smaller version of the real world and the sun is fake. I mean, it could be true, Brian. You think about that, right? It's possible, right? Like when I was out in the sun today, and I was sitting there thinking there's just a little bit of sun peeking through one of the trees, right, where I sit in the shade outside when I'm smoking, right? And it was hitting my leg, and it was like within seconds it started burning. I was like, dude, I don't remember the sun being that hot. And I kept thinking to myself, man, it just does seem really. I mean, it's 108 degrees here today, but it just seems like the sun's so hot, and it just doesn't feel like the same place. Like when I was a kid, this town had fog every morning, even in the summertime. Like sometimes there'd be fog, and as soon as the weather broke, and it wasn't 100 and something degrees, there'd be fog in this town every day. And now it's just completely gone. Like it just disappeared. And you can't explain that any other way except that they've been messing with the dam. They're doing something.
Well, John.
Derek's asking me to watch my mouth, and I appreciate that, Derek. I'm not trying to excessively swear. I get fired up, and it's just naturally coming up. And I know PJ doesn't necessarily be on his channel too much. I'll try and tone it down a bit, but I'm not like trying to just be a.
I know you don't do that intentionally, Brian. I know.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah,
you're from you're from Boston. You're from Boston or something like that.
Man, 25 miles north of Boston.
Yeah,
okay.
I expect that from you, dude. I know there's cursing coming. I've lived up that way. I lived up in Dakota way, and I've lived in Illinois, right up in Mount Vernon. So I mean, a lot of the boys that come through, they go up going to Boston. They got that attitude. I like it. I'm not putting you down.
Yeah, just me, I'm not like, and I do try, like, I go on certain shows, like certain, like, very Christian-based shows or whatever, and I know that they don't swear, or I go on a show, I know they're on, like, the regular radio. I try and be really good, but,
who I
I just got out of work, I'm having a couple beers, and we're talking about stuff that pisses me off, so,
It happens.
You know Richie from Boston by chance?
What's up?
I just said that.
You ever met Richie from Boston? I want to meet that guy.
No,
I know he
I've
travels
never
around.
met Richie from Boston, but I did do a show with
him. He's
him.
predicted things, bro. I used to watch him all the time, bro. He predicted.
Yeah, but
this stuff before it happened, bro. He knew it was coming, and I got to give the guy credit. He knew something I didn't, because he predicted a bunch of stuff. Bro. I was like, oh.
Hey, PJ, I watched 3 of your fishing clips today. You throw a mic back in the water. Yeah. Is the water flat, boy?
You mean when I was talking to a patch?
Oh yeah, that was fucking funny.
Yeah, I was talking about water being contained and fish knowing that the water lies level at rest.
You look at the person
like, yeah, as long as you assholes don't come and throw stuff in the water.
That was one of my first videos, dude. That's before I even started making videos. That was me just shoving up my catch onto YouTube, you know what I mean? And then I thought I'd have a little joke with it, you know. That's before I even knew how to edit a video.
That was a good one.
I did a couple shows with Richie, right? So the first show I did with Richie was in like early 2019. So the story with Richie was somebody that was Richie has a lot of stories, but as far as like my confrontation, my introduction to him is like he was somebody that was like very much against the Mandela effect. Then he started to understand it and realized that his Bible had changed. So he invited me on for an interview in 2019. And it was a really cool show. We did a really cool interview. Obviously, tons of people saw it. It probably doubled my subscribers, and I appreciate that. But Richie does push a lot of fucking. Richie pushes tons of fear porn, and that's what I'm completely against. And that's what's really hurt the church community as well, is fabricated fear being promoted. And Richie is definitely one of the biggest problems as far as that goes.
Yeah,
so he's like the government, dude. Yeah.
Well, he's a paranoid sort, but yeah, he's paranoid. But.
Yeah, it pushes a lot of fear, and I don't necessarily think he's a shill either. I mean, he might be a regular guy that just believes and buys into all of that, you know?
Yes.
I'll take that into consideration. Trust me.
Yeah, you got to stay away from the fear promoters, man, because it's all nonsense. We haven't been thrown into FEMA camp yet. They haven't killed us with 5G. They haven't even shut the damn power off. I haven't died of chemtrails.
Well, didn't flood in 2020. No, yeah, I know.
That's it.
That's didn't flood from the ice caps melting because there's a valve, dummy. Hello. You think God's stupid? You think God would forget to make sure he promises that we'll never flood again, but then come on.
Ryan, Roger, you were saying?
Yeah, I still got people saying. Yeah, I was going to text Ryan tonight. I found him on the show. I got to talk to him here.
There you go.
We've been texting back and forth.
The thing with that is, they've been pushing that shit since World War II, World War I. That's how they start the wars. They get everybody all riled up about something and get on a cause and then go storm the castle. You know, Yeah.
That's it.
And
you're really
sometimes they even send the government down there to unlock the doors and let them in.
Yeah. And then they'll have the news crew there to film it at 9. Yeah.
Yep. Cameras everywhere. It just happens to be just in the right places to get it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Now, you don't know a crisis actor from the real thing when something's wrong.
Well,
people are really bad at it.
Did you see that? Get on with this video. Shall I get on with this video then? Since we've been going at an hour and we haven't even got into this video yet.
Sorry.
It's appreciated. Brian came on and talking about stuff. That's it. Happened.
I came on to clear it up because it was like you were talking about that Tyler Oliveira guy, and like I totally knew he was a fucking troll right from the jump. I was trying to tell everybody, and that's why I approached him in live stream. You know,
absolutely. And the video I did that London knife crime. I'm just wondering how much of the research he didn't do himself. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah, the day you did that live stream of that little section that you did, I didn't watch all of it, but I watched part of it. Like when you went outside and you guys were all standing in the back there and you were hitting your vapes and all that shit, you know, and you guys were all bullshitting, and that guy came out and started, you know, and all that. And I knew right then, I thought, this is weird. He never does like a live. Like I know he was going because you were talking about going to the thing. And I thought, well, why would he, you know, like I thought he was going to live stream like at the end, you know, like get everybody when they're coming out or whatever. I didn't think you were going to like be walking through the whole place, you know, live. And then when you came on, I thought that was odd. So I had to check it out. And that's when I saw him and I thought, instantly, I thought the same thing. I'm like, follow that guy. And you did too. You followed him around for a while. And he was up to no good. He was asking all these dumb questions. And then when you caught him a couple of times, I think, I'm not sure if this is how it happened, but I remember parts of it where I could hear him talking to his camera guy and he was telling him something and you overheard it and you were like looking around like you overheard it. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, you caught on pretty quickly.
Yeah, bro.
But I was thinking, run from that guy, dude. That guy's no good. I can tell you right now, you're going to find that shit on tomorrow on some live stream.
And it's like, how many times is this going to happen? Jimmy Kimmel, Logan Paul, Tyler Oliveira. Like, it's just so cringe, bro.
That's how they get their names, right? That's how they get
why does the flat earth community have to worship these YouTube stars? Like,
We seem to be a springboard for price
Yeah.
fixers.
People think they're famous. They're not. They're infamous. I mean, Logan Paul and his brother. Yes, Jake Paul might do a bit of boxing now. He might be okay at boxing, but he was a Disney star that danced about as a teenager on Bloody Vine. That's what he was. And now look at him, try to take over everything, and they get away with it. They are taking over everything, but all they had was just little pretty boys dancing about on blooming stupid TikTok and Vine videos. Sorry, you know what I mean? Simple as that. And people watching them. Craziness. But no, it's been good having you on, Brian, man. It's always a good it's always good to have you on. It's always good to have you on, man. You always say stick by what you say, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Very staunch.
Can I put my 2 cents in right quick, BJ? Yeah.
Go on, Roger.
About the whole flat Earth thing.
Yeah.
I educated myself about it when I got started. I dug into the research. I only go with facts, dude. And what they're trying to do is distort the facts, and they've been doing that since like Operation S, and they told everybody, and the governments and the rulers of this world know the truth. They want to keep everybody on the ball, and you know that.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Read a book called Land Beyond the Poles. They actually have a documentary at the end of the book where they actually cover the jumps and the Arctic exploration, and they actually go into detail about how what you're actually seeing in long distances over that long period is the actual lens deception is how they put it. It magnifies everything larger than it should be, and it makes it look that way. And they actually document how their lenses work. They show you how they'll go into descriptors even with telescopes too. When they're looking at the luminaries, it distorts what they look like too. Everything gets distorted, and especially with man-made devices like telescopes, binoculars, and everything else, they don't come out exactly what they look like. You have to actually be next to the object to really get a good look at it. So, yeah, and they traveled well beyond the poles, like North and South Pole. That's what those operations were about, to see how far they could push it. And they ran out of resources after a while. They had to come back, but they got 1,700 miles beyond the South Pole and something like 1,500 miles beyond the North Pole, and they were still finding land and resources and stuff all the way. And that's where they get a lot of the stuff we have now. They mine it out of the lands and out of the places they found before. They don't tell you about it, and it's a need to know kind of thing. And the military,
because then they can keep control over you by telling you that it's scarce and raising your price up to $5-6 a gallon.
Yeah. This was a United Nations and the Navy. They did this. The U.S. Navy did a lot of the explorations. They know a lot more than they're telling you.
Yeah, that's why NASA has a big zip on their lip, because they're not allowed to say anything. It's probably not even about black ops. It's probably more about what's really going on up there.
Yeah, they fund.
They don't think we can handle it.
They fund a lot of the like here where I'm at. There's a place called Merex. Merex is actually a distributor for NASA stuff. They build satellite parts, and they fund a lot of stuff here in Denver and Westminster, where I'm at now. And they got a lot of loyal people here that love space because of the industry. It's the money thing. That's why they get the budget they have. Yeah.
So people that sell space stuff, they make money.
And you go into the schools and the philosophies and all this stuff in here, and a lot of the people that are in those groups are getting kickbacks too. So
of course.
And the average people, they like, we don't care about the debate of the argument. We don't care if it's flat or it's round. I get that a lot now from a lot of the people that have been in this community for a long time. They don't want to hear anything about it. They want to go on and live their lives and have some kind of normalcy to it. That's basically what everybody's striving.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
I'm going to go on mute.
They realize that if it's true, they have to realize, what's going on in the world and that they've been lied to. And so a lot of people just won't cross that.
There's a lot of people that fantasize about space, and it was really pushed really hard in literature for a long time back in the 50s.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Even when I was a kid, in the 80s.
they built their whole lives around the fantasy. So they're actually, some people actually think it's completely real, you know. And even I was, you know, drawn into some of the space fantasy, but I was more into like Tolkien and Lewis, and I read
More
those as a child.
fantasy than sci-fi. More,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love
Do you know who
the
wrote those books?
idea of
What, Tolkien's books?
Yeah, do you know who he was, right?
JR.
I know who Tolkien was, yeah.
Yeah, he was a priest, wasn't he? Or he was a pastor of some kind, and so was the other guy. So was C.S. Lewis. He used C.S. Lewis as his name,
Just
even though he was
Christian
a Catholic priest or something. I don't remember
principles,
what it was.
that, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
and it's all about Aslan was the image of God and Jesus or whatever. Yeah, and even in the Matrix they have that. I mean, Matrix has the same stuff.
Yeah, but they've got a lot of religions incorporated in the Matrix.
Think about this though. Think about the fact that all these movies have the truth in them, but they also have other stuff that's not true. But think about it, is that everybody has the option to use their own mind and go and watch these movies and single out this stuff and go, what does this mean? If it's in every single movie, why is it being pushed on me? Why do they keep repeating this stuff but then telling me the opposite of that? It doesn't make sense, right? You have to wonder. That's the question I got. It was like, why all this push to say that it is something like Santa Claus? It was like, I didn't understand when I was a kid. I was like, why do all these people push this and keep the secret so well? Like they don't advertise it on TV. It was like, they're in on it. And I thought, that's weird. Why? How would the TV people be in on it with my parents? And that really made me angry. I was mad at my mom for years. Like, I really was. I was upset about that. I was like, why would you lie to me? I would have given you the credit for it. I would have minded you more if I would have known you were the one doing it up.
Yeah,
I
got you.
Because it was, I felt abandoned by it. I felt like she lied to me because it just didn't seem like a good reason. Like, why? So you thought I'd have something to believe in? What?
Yeah, Mom wasn't doing it just for you. She's doing it for society. But Tolkien and Lewis, I didn't go watch the movies, dude. I literally sat down and chewed up every.
Me too. I read a lot. I didn't read the Lord of the Rings, but I read.
The
read
thing is with Tolkien, he wasn't a Catholic. He was a reformist. They're also
Robot and Roger.
Is that better?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about though, because I learned it later. Yeah.
They were reformist, and they wrote letters to the Catholic Church. They hated it. They hated the whole heliocentric ball that they were pushing. That's why they wrote those books, dude. That's the whole point of it. They left clues for people, and anybody that read their stories, they had to make them really fantasy like. But the whole point is they didn't want people to lose sight of the truth. And anybody that could dig in deep enough into like even the Silmarillion, which is the end to all the Lord of the Rings and all that, they actually he just points to what politics are. That's what it is. And they made this whole world just for commodity. Yeah. All right. I'm going to put myself on mute, and I'm going to go get some gas and go home.
All right, cool. Nice talking, yeah. And Brian, always a pleasure, man. But yeah, it's always good talking about these things. Always, and it's good to know the backgrounds, especially like the video that we was watching of Brian's earlier. I remember seeing it, but I have to have a good look at it now, and you can see in Brian's face that the guy he was talking to, as in Tyler, was just he could tell that he was being condescending, and he thinks he was being sly with it, and you could see that Brian just had him sussed straight away. Brilliant. But yeah, we'll get on with it. I think I've already got the video up, haven't I? Is it here? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it that way. Let's get rid of my ban at the bottom. It gives us a bit more space. When we do it this way. Exit ticker. Oh, and what happened to the old logo? Has that disappeared? Let's get the logo back. Yeah, let's have the logo back. Right. Okay. Let's watch. If you've got something to say it. It's sound, shut up, say it. But yeah, let's try and get through some of this video. I think it's about 50 minutes long, so yeah, let's try and see what he comes out with. Sorry?
50 minutes, 50?
Yeah, about 50. Yeah, this video.
Play it on fast speed a little bit. we'll get through it.
I can't. It's on video. It's on a video file. I'm sharing it from my computer, so I can't play it on any faster speed. No, it's fine. I'm okay watching this. I'm okay watching it. I'd say to be on for a couple of hours, so I don't mind watching it. Even if we don't get to the paranormal one, because that was just for a laugh anyway. But even if we don't get to that one, just get through this one. Yeah, let's start playing it. See what it's saying. It's like I say, it's Tyler Oliveira, so expect it just to be about clicks and views and no real research. We'll see.
Put it down! Come on! Put down the knife!
This is the United Kingdom, where it's illegal to carry a knife longer than 3 inches in public without good purpose and is punishable up to 4 years in prison. As of 2022, 40% of all homicides in England and Wales was done using a sharp instrument like a knife or a broken bottle. And knife crime is up 76% over the last 10 years. Knives have become the primary boogeyman for politicians to point the blame at.
They say a man.
Sorry?
I said, yeah, because you can't have a gun there, right? What are you supposed to do? Get a lightsaber? Of course you can get a big knife.
That's
How dare you
Not a
criminals
knife.
use weapons of not mass destruction?
That's not a knife. That's a knife. Yeah, it
You
makes
know
no
what? People have, I've been saying this for years, that we're going to return to that kind of issue where people are fighting each other in the streets with saws and whatever they can find in their yard. You know what I mean? Like, it might come to that. I mean, if they get their way, they're going to take away the guns from everybody, and if that happens, that's what will happen. The criminals will be the only ones that have.
That's right. I mean, if it comes to it, people are going to throw stones at each other. You know what I mean?
Drove into a house and then began stabbing people with a sword.
I think I've been stabbed and cut about 24 times. I've been shot 5.
Oh, you can tell the guy's lost his eye, hasn't he? He said that something's happened to his eye. He's got a glass eye in there.
That's a serious question. Why didn't you buy something to defend yourself after the first time? Dummy. Hello? Like, you got stabbed how many times? And you don't get smart enough to, like, put a screen up or something to protect you or whatever? You know, like, you're not going to, like, think.
Some people have just got no fear when it comes to it. Me, I hate knives. I've been scared of knives since. I'm not scared of them, but I was wary of them as a kid because I remember being 3-year-old and I remember hearing the parents talk. And there was this about 67-year-old guy called Charlie, I think his name was, an old guy anyway, to me. Obviously, I was 3. He's in his 70s. And I'd heard that he'd stabbed somebody or cut somebody or something like that, and through the parents. And then he'd obviously got under investigation for it, but I seen him at his doorstep. And me being a kid, hearing what you hear, saying, "Oh, Charlie, I heard that you stabbed somebody." And what he did is he went into his cardigan and pulled out a long knife and showed me it like that. As a kid, it's 3-year-old. Now, he didn't come chasing me or anything for it, but because of the story I had of him stabbing someone, and then he brings out this knife, like 7 inches long or something. It looked like that as when I was a kid, a kitchen knife of some sort, and showed me it, and it was just in his cardigan. It scared the crap out of me. I thought he was out to kill me, you know? It scared the crap out of me. So I've always been wary of knives since then. You know what I mean?
Sometimes that's what it takes for you to get respect, is to carry a big whatever, right?
It's true.
I mean, if you're not aggressive, and people that are aggressive will take advantage of you, trust me. If they see that you're just going to duck and run when they go to grab your keys or your stuff out of your hand or try to get in your car when your family's in there, if they see you're not going to fight back, they're going to keep trying to take whatever they want from you, right? But if you put on a fight, usually even if they've got weapons, they're going to just run off because they know there's too many witnesses and they don't want to have to hurt a bunch of people to get what they want, right?
That's right.
But I mean, you're taking that chance, but at least if you fight back, there's a chance that they're going to just run off and not want to fight. Because they don't want to fight, right? They just want to steal from you and get away so they can go do whatever they're going to do with that money, right?
That's right, dude.
Right. So
that's right.
I mean, I get it. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that consider themselves to be like criminals because they have to be, and I don't believe that. I believe if you're that good at doing that, then you should be good at teaching other people how to keep other people from stealing from them, and that would be a better kind of job. You know what I mean?
I do believe it's easy for some people to do that because that's how they've been brought up, so that's what they know. But as for having to do it,
but there's law enforcement where those kind of people are they get used, right? They can use people like you that are good at that because you can teach the police how to catch the burglars that are stealing the cars, right? So there's always two sides to every coin, right? Like you can grow up a criminal and then turn and one day realize, hey, I don't want to do crime anymore. I want to do the opposite. So how can I do that? Well, I'll take my skills, teach it to cops, and maybe that will help whatever neighborhoods that know it, right? I mean, that makes logical sense, but
absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
5 times, and I've been hit with an axe.
I feel like it's not safe around here anymore. Anything can happen in seconds. They're selling online for £15. Whole big katana, about longer than your whole leg.
I've got scars all over my arm, my leg, stabbed in my face.
Street, the way they talk in UK now, like, yeah, man, it's like 7 inches long, bro. 7 inches long, bro.
These guys.
The street accent has got behind the joke. Yeah, that's mad. You could tell he had no either. Yeah.
Where the bullet went through.
Dude, I know a guy who doesn't deny because his brother threw a dart at him when he was a kid.
Wow.
There's a lot of people that don't have eyeballs.
And as of January 2024, new laws passed making the purchase of zombie blades illegal. But is knife crime as bad as the media paints it out to be?
I know a zombie blade just because
only a zombie would use a giant blade.
Yeah, or it's used in movies to kill zombies or something like that. It's ridiculous.
They want to make you think, they got to name it something that you can characterize as something evil or bad or icky or gross that you want to destroy and kill, because there's always violence involved in killing zombies, right? Pay attention, class. Come on. It's typical MK Ultra. It's right out there in front of you. Come on, guys.
Are people afraid of getting stabbed while walking the streets of London? And will banning the purchase of knives stop people from stabbing each other? I pulled up to Camden, Borough in central London to find out.
It's not a knife store. It depends who's got them. I'm not into banning anything, really. I'm into regulation.
Okay. Like zombie blades or just like all the knives?
Pretty much everything.
All of them? You think knives should be banned?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Like all of them? Or just like the big zombie knives?
Anyone that carries knives in the streets are cowards.
I think if you was to sit there and say no, I don't think they should be banned, something's wrong.
I remember in the 90s. I remember in the 90s. Oh, you're talking to someone else. I remember in the 90s where I was a teenager. The police having a weapons armistice. They put these big metal containers out that if you got weapons, just voluntary, you won't get into trouble or anything, just voluntarily put them in these weapon banks just so they can get the police could get rid of them and stuff like that. But they were all cameraed out, and people that were putting these weapons in these armistice buckets bins were getting arrested. I'm like, wow, some sly things that they do. I mean,
cut down a tree, I can kill a pig, I can pretty much take anything that bleeds out with this thing right here.
Yeah, of course.
There's a little hook here that can get through tendons if I need to skin an animal or something. It's made. I mean, it's just a knife, but.
And how many?
That is razor. I mean, this is razor sharp. You can cut through anything with it.
Yeah. How many zombies have you marked?
None. As you can see, it's very clean. I haven't even cut myself on it because I haven't sharpened it down.
Not yet.
Not the way it came. It's pretty sharp, but it's not like razor. No. But these right here, man, I'm telling you, I haven't used this one, but I had another one like it that the handle broke, and so I was able to test it. And this thing will cut through like even a live tree. Like you can cut through like a big tree and knock it over. I was like blown away by it. I was like, holy crap, man. I've never seen anything like that before. And like just the way the blade things are set up on there, man, it just rips right through anything. It'll rip through your skin, anything. Trust me, this is this is something I'd only use this on somebody if I had to, but if I needed to, man, trust me, I'd run you through if I had to. Whatever keeps you from taking my property or whatever.
I said this video is about 50 minutes long. It's not. It's another one of Tyler's I've got. I think this one's about 30 odd minutes long, thinking about it. But yeah, let's carry on.
Something's wrong with you?
Yeah, you shouldn't need to walk around with a knife.
What do you cut your bread with?
A knife, obviously. Oh yeah, no, you're right.
That's my dilemma. Yeah.
So,
what would happen? Would people start cutting their food with like plastic knives? Forks. Okay, interesting. What about like a steak?
You have to use a knife, but you can use a little tiny one. No sharp. Remind yourself, no sharp.
Okay, all right. So it's all about that sharpness.
Exactly.
I'm scared of knives. When I was at school, someone tried to steal everything off of me because with a knife. Take away the weapons.
Okay. Anything with a point you can use as a stabbing weapon anyway. So it doesn't matter if you get rid of you make these knives illegal. Not people are still going to use them. no matter what. And if you couldn't get your hand on them for some reason, people are clever enough to make blades. People do it all the time now, you know, become self-taught blacksmiths and make their own bloody blades. Yeah, you're never got to abolish it. I like this guy's bull ring through his nose. What's this all about? He's getting led down the street or something. Wow.
Knives?
Knives.
Just like on the street? Yeah.
Sure.
Obviously, yeah.
What about like kitchen knives?
You can't really do that, can you?
I don't know.
Why do you need a blade that big?
Sure, like let's say even a sword. Just
a sword.
Yeah. You're always gonna have the hobbyists out there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I'm not going to keep pausing, but you can see by the micro gesticulations and the micro expressions in this Tyler's face and body and his posture, you can see that he's just a piss-taking dude. You can see. He's great. He's great.
For people that feel like they're already safe and the government's doing a great job, yeah, that's great for you. But for the rest of us who don't trust people that have power, we're going to continue defending ourselves from that. You know, that's just how it is. We'll do it anyway. I mean, I'm to defend myself from criminals regardless of whether the law says I can. I mean, I've been doing lots of things my whole life that are illegal. I mean, or you consider that way. But I mean, you got to catch me first.
Alan says my girlfriend carries a 9mm Beretta everywhere. Then he says,
"There you go."
I prefer a 911 Colt 45. Is a Colt 45? Is that a revolver? Yeah, revolver. It is, isn't it? Colt 45.
No,
I think
it's not.
It has a clip. It has a clip.
It's an automatic.
Oh, it's an automatic. Cool. Okay. Thought it was a revolver. I don't know much about guns. I mean, like say I was in Army Cadets. I fired a 22 rifle. I fired pellet guns. And I've never fired like a kind of.
Come over here, PJ. We got guns.
I know. 2mm is the most.
Maybe when people stop and realize that the reason why we have
I have got a firearms ban anyway because of my prison sentence. So automatically, because of my prison sentence, when we come out of prison, we have to sign the firearms ban. So because I was over 18 and got over 3 years, I had to sign a lifetime's firearm ban. If I was under 18 or I got under 3 years, I would have got a 5-year one. But just so happens I've never been done with guns in my life, but I am banned from them, which is crazy. Just because you've done a prison sentence. It's silly. But there you go. Sorry, Aaron. Ryan. What were you saying?
Oh, it's okay. Go on.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I'll think if it was important, I'll think of it again.
Cool.
If used in the right way, nothing should be banned, really. But that's very difficult to police, isn't it?
Knives should be banned.
No? Yes.
Yeah? All of them?
Yes.
Even kitchen knives?
Of course they should.
Yeah.
But knives don't kill people. People kill people.
All right.
It's that easy.
That's true, and that's the truth I'm saying. I know it's cliche, but bullets don't kill people. It's the people behind them that kill people.
You do realize that early in Oriental or Japan or whatever, that they literally took all kinds of firearms away, and they still managed to create nunchucks and all kinds of weapons that are made out of household items like brooms and whatever. And they managed to fight a war against their own country and their oppressive government. So that can happen, then it can happen anywhere. So I'm not saying that we couldn't still defend ourselves, but what I'm saying though is that taking guns away or making them harder for normal people that normally wouldn't even use them unless somebody attacked them first, right? Or unless they were challenged, right? Or they were going hunting and it was an accident. Like they wouldn't use the gun except for certain purposes. But I personally have a lot of weapons, but I don't necessarily think of them as weapons. I think of them as toys because I play with toys, right? I like to collect things and throw things to people. I have swords and all kinds of stuff. But I never thought about like someday somebody might knock on my door and ask me if I've got them and then ask to take them. And I'd tell them they can kiss my butt. You know what I mean? They would take it from my cold dead hands. You know what I mean? Like my stuff is my stuff. You're not going to just pass some law that somebody else chose to put in there and I had no agreement on it and then come and tell me I have to do something. That doesn't work. That's not how it works. I'm sorry, you can try, but you know.
Absolutely. Fight with love, man. Well, if you're fighting,
freedom has to be defended, brother. You know, like it really does.
Aye. Aye, absolutely.
I think it depends on the context. Where do you find the people with the knives? Probably in concerts or public places might be banned.
Not banned, but they have to take more control.
No, speak English.
Like,
No, because for cooking is...
Cocinar.
Yes.
I actually went to school with someone who died from a knife crime. I think that with banning anything, it's not as easy as you're just going to be able to get everything off the street. Things are always going to happen regardless. Like, for example, we don't...
They try to ban bugs in it.
I know how to make a knife, dude. You can make a knife really easily. You just melt some metal and you pour it into a sand form. It's really easy to make. And you just make a rough one. And it would be, trust me, it'd be much worse than some of these sharp ones that you see on TV. If somebody hits you with some rusty old, jumbled up thing that's got claws sticking out and, frayed metal and stuff that's not chipped off, you know what I mean, from an old weld or something, think about that, right? It's going to be a much worse weapon than your typical sharp blade. This is going to cut you and you're going to be like, ow, and then you got to get it sewed up. But they hit you with something like that and you're not going to recover from that, bro.
Have you ever seen some of these makeshift pistols? The old gangs and that in the States used to, in New York, that used to make, what they call them, zips. Maybe zips or something. They just
we call them Saturday Night Special. They're like little tiny mini gun that you can put in your thing, and it's just got one shot in it. Yeah,
one shot. Trigger, spring. That's
like a 38 or something. Yeah, it's usually a large caliber, so that because you're not going to hit. It's going to be close quarters. Like somebody comes up on you and jumps on you, then that's when you pull that out.
Yeah.
Last resort type of thing.
Yeah,
so it's not very accurate. So if you're at a distance, you're probably going to miss, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no barrel. It's like there's maybe 2 inches of barrel on it. So
Go on, Roger.
Yeah, I was going to over here. What they do instead of like the old knife scare thing, what they do little community things. They'll pay you for you to get rid of your guns, and you go down to this little. The sheriff will have like a little booth downtown, and they'll give you like so much money for a gun, and they recycle this like every 2 years in the States. Depending on who's in office, they want to collect all the guns. They campaign like that too. Like we're going to get rid of all the guns in town.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they had a lot of weapons armistices here, where they had boxes and stuff and metal cases, and people were to go and anonymously dump their weapons, guns, and knives and all that there. But there were cameras upon them, and people were getting arrested. You know what I mean? Obviously, straight away, but they were using
the knives away. Then the criminals will use BB guns. They'll use something else. They'll use slingshots. They'll use slingshots of metal. I mean, there's so many things you could threaten people with. It's not even funny. Even one of those shock things, or even spraying somebody with pepper spray. I mean, there's all of these things that you could literally make stuff in your own kitchen and put it in a water balloon and hit somebody with it. And trust me, they're going to leave you alone when you do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But does that mean it'll last for a while? No, you're going to have to run after that. But I mean, at least you have something to slow them down a little bit, right? So you get a running start.
The crime I think is really deplorable when people are going about with bottles of acid, then throwing it in people's faces and burning their faces off. That's bloody.
I'm talking about when somebody attacks you. I'm not talking about just going.
Oh no! I'm just talking about that.
Of course. Like you said, there's lots of things that somebody can come to you. They can knock on your door, you answer the door, and then they throw something in your face. There's people out there that have these things that knock you out or make you dizzy or something. I've seen this thing on TikTok.
That scares me because when it comes to a fight, I might be apprehensive, but I ain't got to be crapping myself. Someone that confronts me, doesn't matter if they're bigger than me. Yes, I might get taken out, but it's just a fight. But what I am scared of, it's just a few punches or whatever, a few kicks. What I am scared of is getting acid and stuff thrown in my face, because it's just a simple thing. They don't even have to strike you. It's just a quick throw, and you might think it's water. Then your face is burnt off. You know what I mean?
Well, I think they'd have to keep it in glass vials, so they'd have to break it on you. I don't know. I just seem to think that if you were expecting it, you could get it around it, right?
Yeah. It's but if it burns through your clothes and flesh that quickly, I mean,
I think the worst kinds of things are like just random bombs, or like explosive devices where they blow shrapnel or whatever. That's probably the worst kind of thing.
Of course, I use stuff like that. Yeah,
dirty bombs, dude. Dirty bombs.
Yeah,
right. That's what I mean. Yeah, stuff that would just wouldn't kill you, but it would it would poison you because whatever got through you.
Like that, don't you? You get people who do nail bombs and then have it covered in human feces, old fermented feces. So when it penetrates, then you get infected as well.
Yeah.
And stuff as well. It's nastiness.
Yep.
That is nasty. Right. Hey, PJ, thanks for having me on, bro. But I gotta bounce. I gotta crash soon. It's really late. But thank you, guys.
Bless you, man. Nice one for joining, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Always a pleasure, man. Love the stuff you do, dude. Love the stuff you do.
Thank you. Good to talk to you guys, man. I'll see you guys soon.